Good morning. Whoops. Let me switch to the thumbnail real quick. There's the thumbnail for the video. I'm going to show the tarot of the shee. I believe it's pronounced. Let me get that out of the way. Here's what the creator looks like. So I'm guessing based on that image I've Googled and found that this person knows quite a bit about the fae and fairy. Kind of cosplay look, I guess. But let's get back to the cards. Get the box out of the way. Stop ramming my head into the microphone. Here are the major arcana. Here comes the Fool. There's the Fool card. If I can get it straight. It probably helps if I made this straight, and then I would have something to aim at. There we go. Let's see if we can zoom in so you can get a good look. That's a pretty good look, I think. Interesting. And she does describe in the book a bit about how the artwork was done. And here's the backs, which she refers to as the Great Glyph, which, you see that quite a bit. I didn't know it was a great glyph. Someplace in Ireland, I suppose. But I can't find it now, but there's a description of how she did the art and what it's based on. Using ink rather than pencil meant that there was total trust in the process, especially as I am not a trained artist. So this is by Art and Words by Emily Carding. Interesting name. It's got card in it, like cards. But carding also means something to do with wool or sheep, making cloth. I can't remember at the moment. But there's the Fool card zoomed out. Interesting. The cards are kind of wider than is, maybe even taller. Yep, they're both. That's why they're hard for me to show anyway. They're way too wide and kind of too tall. But there's no place to put this where it'll show up. So I'll just let that go for a little bit. And I'm back to fae and fairies. Just no getting away from it. Plus, I have kind of enjoyed watching a free show on Amazon Prime anyway, called Carnival Row. I'll talk about that later. But first, here's the major arcana, and I'll just stick the Fool in there in a second. Oh, look, a dragon. I do like the Moon card. That's the cover of the box, the Sun card. I'm looking for the Hermit. That's a little hard to make out from over here. Hopefully it looks okay there. Okay, so we'll look at the box and book later. So here comes the first suit, which is called the Warrior, which I guess would correspond to wands. Oops, I didn't put down the black cloth. I'll just scoot it up here and cover those. So there's the suit of Warrior. Notice it has Princess, Prince, Queen, King. So a little different. It's interesting if she really did do it that way. Another dragon, maybe? So here comes the equivalent of cups, which is called Dancer. It says water on the 8th card. Sorry. Well, I do like the dragonness of it. Not sure about the unicorn. So there's a few more fairy decks I have to get through. I didn't think I had this many. I must have been putting them off for some reason. Showing them, I mean. Here's the next suit, the Dreamer, which I guess is the equivalent of Swords, Air. All right. Right there. There must be a parade or something. It's Labor Day here, so there's a lot of traffic going by for this area anyway. Oh my. Nightmare. I like that one. Web of Mirrors. Is that what it says? Yeah. Well, I like that one. So here's the last suit. This is Earth, so pentacles like. Not sure about the baby under the tree. I like that one. That seems familiar. So that was it's a Schiffer deck, so it comes in the box with the finger things. If you care about boxes, it's just a box from Schiffer. The Tarot of the Shee by Emily Carding. It does come with a little chunky book. Looks like it came out in 2010. So I'll put that in there. And put this over here. And then I'll show some stuff from the journal. Like, since I've been watching Carnival Row, which is kind of about fairies and pucks. They call them picks. Picks, pucks, werewolves. I forget what else. They don't really go into all that exactly. It's more like a detective story. Kinda, sorta. Not to give anything away. But this is a picture of what amounts to the lead actress that I tried to do, not so well maybe. Called, her name, and the character's name is Vignette Stonemoss. It's really Cara Delevingne, I believe is how you pronounce that name right there. So I tried. I think I failed right in here somewhere. But it's close. Not exactly, doesn't exactly capture her cuteness. And then over here I wrote that I should show this deck, which I did. And then I wrote episode 3 of Carnival Row kind of hit home. I guess I just didn't see it coming, where they talk about scars, how one can still feel things from the past, like a phantom limb or whatever. There's some talk about animal monster within us all. Never ended, just changed. It's not that the acting or the dialogue was that great. It just took me by surprise, I guess. I watched it a couple times. And I already mentioned that they refer to these creatures as picks and pucks, and I think crits is the word they're trying to say. It's hard to understand sometimes. There's also a bit of gore in it, if you don't like that, and some profanity. So watch out if you don't like that. And a lot of eye candy with the pixes, of course. This is just from a dream I keep having, where I do like that deck called Pagan Otherworlds. That's would be one of my favorite. But for some reason, in the dream, I keep turning it into Pagan Other Girls. So like I've got all these cards of women throughout life. Not necessarily girlfriends or whatever, but influences from women. Like some of them were girls, I suppose. And I think that's it. And I'll just end by bringing this back, which ought to fit in there. So that was hopefully a quick show of the Tarot of the Shee by Emily Carding. Whoops, I forgot to mention the book that I can recommend because it's free. Even on Amazon it's free, which is rare for Kindle books that have started to cost more than actual paper books, which makes no sense to me. But anyway, the book is like from 1909 to 1910, but it's not written in too ancient a way of doing English. And I like that he said that a lot of the knowledge, I think in the book is from people, like going and talking to folk people in Ireland, Brittany, about fairies and fae. And it's called The Fairy Faith in Celtic Countries. I'll try to put the name in the description, but it is free, and I can recommend Kindle because there's a lot of things that are easier to look up that way. You just tap on it in Kindle and it goes to Wikipedia or whatever if you trust Wikipedia. But I can't recommend that book so far. I'm about halfway through. But again, this was a quick show of the Tarot of the Shee by Emily Carding. With that, I will say peace.